Jam 2025 in the way, Marc Paré. Hip it! Hurrah! 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 Hurrah!
It's a really, really good movie, for sure. You're feeling a little bit emotional. I can understand that, for sure. Of course, 1.5 years ago, you and me sat here both with broken feet. Yeah, it's a little bit better now, I guess. I don't have a World Cup. I'm not the world champion, but you are, obviously. So big congrats once again. Yeah, it's really impressive because I've known you since pretty much last you were here and like seeing your evolution, and it's really, really cool to see all these places all around the world. It's onshore, it's side offshore, it's small waves, it's big waves. You have like the biggest range of the World Cup, I think, and I think that's one of the main reasons that you won, of course. So it's really, really cool to see. I know you like few days before you went to Sylt, you had like perfect conditions in Denmark, but you screw that, I go down to Sylt to train before the event. So it's really, really cool, like the dedication for sure. All right, but to take it a little bit back from the 1.5 years ago we were here, you had broke your foot on Maui, Mokipa, big breakage, and how was it like getting back on the water, building up the momentum? Like how has that journey been? I think it's not been. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long way, I'd say. But mainly, I think nothing has really changed. I do what I do because I love windsurfing. That's mainly, and that's what I realize now. You know, it's like, are you doing this for the world title? You know, like in a way, yes. You know, but then it's like everything was over. I was like, you know, I want to go sailing. You know, like I woke up the day after. I was pumped as ever to go sailing. You know, so then is when I realized like this is just what I want to be doing. You know, I do that because I love it. You know, so. But yeah, you know, like of course, big part of it is the competition. You know, so I feel like the injury gave me a big understanding. You know, like or made a big change in my head. You know, like of different things that I should work on, and so I've been working a lot, especially of course physically, but a lot on the gear, and mentally I think has been the biggest change. So I think it was really good that this injury happened because it gave me time to focus on that, and it gave me this kind of vision, to focus more on, on maybe the mental side, which was something that was a bit weak in that sense, for competition, And looking back now, at previous years competing, maybe I was, it almost feels like a blur, I was like competing and I can't really recall anything like vividly, I was like just kind of floating in a dream, And now looking back at this year, everything is so vivid, everything is very present, I was like competing and I was present all the time, and I think it's partly because of, because of this injury, because of everything that's happened, and so I think it was a very good opportunity, and despite it sucking, it's like, I'm happy that it happened.
Yeah. It's nice to hear that. It's always nice to be bouncing back for sure. And I know you are like every time. If I ask you like what's your motivation, what drives you, always like I want to go windsurf. It doesn't matter really what the conditions is. You don't need perfect like Chile or you're going out. You were here was 2 months ago, maybe, yeah, something
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
when you brought the new goods, and you were out sailing all day, pretty much. It's like 4-7, straight onshore, small waves, but it's really pushing, and it's really inspiring for everyone, I think, as well, to really see your passion for the sport, and yeah, it's really nice. Right, so yeah, of course, I know it was super nerve-wracking seeing Brasilio in the final. It was really, yeah, I almost felt it through the live stream. So, so I'm really, really glad you managed. So, but you're in a little in between seasons now, right now. The 2026 season is gonna start in March, something, I think. So what are your plans right now? After now you have the world title, now you have a little bit of late days before the upcoming season. Do you have any big plans now, or just wanna soak it all in, or?
Yeah, I mean, not really late days. You know, it's been pretty much since I came back. It's been full on every day. You know, with the guys at Simmer in Halmstad. So, and I think it's going to be like that for the rest of the month. So, there's not really, you know, because I actually changed my flight to come back earlier from Maui, because I realized, okay, I'm tired. Been sailing a lot. Staying 10 more days, it's not going to change my life. I'm not going to learn anything, but it's probably going to change my life to prepare, or not change my life, you know, but it's going to help to come back earlier, start preparing stuff, you know, like be efficient of the million things we have to sort out. So, yeah, you know, so the plan is like now to stick around here for the rest of this month, and then I'd like to go to Chile, start preparing for the season in a way. Normally, when I would go out to Chile at the end of the year, it was like my yearly vacation. I think this time it's going to be already like focused on next year, you know, like having the event there, like what can I improve on the gear, what can I improve on myself sailing. So yeah, we're starting now, you know, and I feel like the earlier I start the season, the less stressful and the less pressure it's going to be, you know, like when the time comes. So
Right. It's really cool. I also want to go to Chile. Maybe we can go together.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome to join me.
All right, but I think we, both you and me, loves gear. I don't know if everyone knows it, but Mark is like crazy in gear. You're
Ninja.
you're a freak,
Secretly
a
a
freak,
ninja.
total freak. A freak is a good word, for sure. All right, so please tell a little bit about how is your like connection in the like the evolution in the Simmer style gear, the testing. How invested are you in like that? Are you just trying the gear and telling, or how much work do you put in for simmering?
Yeah, actually, I don't really care so much. You know, we just excel with whatever they give me.
Maybe I should ask Thomas.
No, yeah, I like it's a big part of what I love doing, and it's a big part of my drive. You know, I'm really perfectionist, and I'm never happy. That's you know, which is a bad thing also. You know, but I always want things to get better, and you know, so I'll never be satisfied. So it's I love this side of things. So I'm like super involved, like together with Thomas. On all the cell designing and you know hardware and stuff, and then with Ola we work together with closely with the boards. So yeah, you know, like it's non-stop pretty much, you know, and that's partly why I had to come back earlier. And yeah, you know, like we've been non-stop, and it keeps being non-stop, and it will be non-stop. So that's the only way
It's really
forward.
fantastic, for sure. And I mean, the products is coming now. Obviously, we need to talk a little bit about the new Team Carbon that came out just now. That have been a project for you in like, you started pretty much when we were here last time,
Yeah.
maybe even
Yeah, around that
now
time.
it's
Yeah.
done. I know it hasn't been like you just did a sale and oh, this is good. I think you have done a lot of testing on that. And,
Yeah.
So what do you think, like performance-wise? Why do we need that kind of sale? For sure, you are the world champion, but
I mean, first of all, I think it opened up for us. Like we learned a lot doing this project, and just using different materials opened up like a whole new spectrum. And yeah, it allowed us to redesign the whole sail. And basically, what we could do with this material is create a sail that is super reactive, um, that we have more control over the whole sail of the body, and then with that we could reduce life curve, which basically translated into easier, smoother handling. So yeah, I think also we have a lot of wind range. Like this, I'm really happy about, because as a competitor, the wind picks up in the middle of the heat, and and then you can just hold on. Like on the final in Silt, I took a too big sail and I knew it, but I knew the wind could drop. Then Philip was on 5.0 and he's like 10 kilos heavier than me, and he said he was overpowered also, but I could hold on to it and I could still do everything, and this is really nice, and I think in this end it also translates to any other sailor, that doesn't sail as much as I do, but that wants to get out there. Maybe the wind picks up and doesn't want to change sail. Well, there you go. With the sail, you can just hold on to it, and you have all this upper range that is super nice and controlled. And yeah, the power stays locked in the front, which is super nice, and which is problems also that I found over the years with other sails. Like the wind picks up, it's like, oh, you're killing your back end, just getting tossed around. The power moves to the leech. It's a nightmare. But with this, it just stays locked in. It's like you can just hold it on forever. So.
But now you're talking about when you were on Utah.
Do what? Sorry. Do what? I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. I really love it. It's an amazing sail for sure. How is it like? Of course, this is like with carbon springs in it. How is you have done anything to the Black Tip Pro?
Yes. Yeah.
Is it influenced from this sail?
Yes, we applied some of the stuff we learned from the carbon sails, and we are actually using a new material, this vertical X-ply, and it's basically sits a little bit like below, I would say, cheaper version of the carbon. So basically, the same way the carbon works, it offers more control over the material. So yeah, just goes in the direction of the load lines we have. So the same thing, we managed to reduce the life curve, make the sail feel easier, better wind range. With these ones in particular, also what we did was we pulled up the button above the boom, just a little bit at the leech, just to get a little bit more passive planing power. So yeah, I think it's with the carbon, maybe you might find if you're a little bit underpowered, a little bit more active sailing, like together planing. With this one, it's a bit more like you can just hook it, go like this, and it will get you planing faster. So, yeah.
Yeah, that looks really, really good. We will see those kind of things on the Evoke as well.
Yeah. The plan is to also implement it to the Evoke. With the Evoke, we split the release dates of the Black Tip and the Evoke this time, so we could have more time to fine tune each product. So yeah, so the Evoke, we should see similar characteristics.
It's really, really cool to hear. And I know it was a really good question we talked to when we were eating dinner here. And are you as on the free ride side of kind of things? You have, you have a lot of from free race sail to free ride sail to the wave sail. Are you testing those sails as well, or are you doing pretty much all those things as well?
Yeah, I'm also involved in the flat water stuff, and we do it together with Thomas and Peter. We are actually receiving the new S-Max, Enduro, and V-Max this next week, and yeah, we're going to be busy also testing that. So yeah, I'm pretty much involved in anything. I come in my youth and junior years, I come from racing background, so I do have my fair bit of understanding, I would say, and Thomas being a racing world champion himself, I think we have the best free ride and racing designer behind that, so I think should be a okay combo.
Are you the fastest on the Simmer team?
I don't know, maybe we can claim that now. I destroyed Profit in August, It was a glitch from the watch.
All right, so yeah, that's the sales and boards, of course. You did 2 boards this year, something like that, 2?
Yeah, 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you do a lot of board testing, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think whatever we expected at the beginning of the year, now we are way past that already. So I think the guys at the office are not so happy with me. But yeah, we're moving forward.
But I've tried your board, for sure. Yeah, I don't think it's like to production boards, to custom boards. A lot of guys using the custom boards on tour, of course. Are you using, obviously, custom boards?
Right now, yes.
Yeah.
You know, but it's stuff that we are learning for production. You know, at the end of the day, so it's whatever I'm using. It's stuff that might see the light for production in a couple of years.
Yeah,
like the board you tried,
absolutely.
for example.
Yeah, yeah. And I know you're trying a lot, and I know you keep everything, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you said oh, I like this tail, and I like this kind of rail, and you had another board with another bottom shape, and then you're talking to Ola, and Peter said told, he's talking to Ola pretty much every day.
Yeah, yeah.
Ola Helenius, the board shaper.
Yes.
The design, yeah. So, but it's really cool. I've tried one of those, and it feels really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Bring it. This is something special. And you said you're gonna leave this here.
No, this is the Gucci one. This one is my baby.
Yeah. I mean, what it's funny about when we're talking about Simmer, and we pretty much know all the companies, how they work and how they, the prototypes and what people are writing. And of course, sometimes you write the production board for sure, and the flyway that you have now is hard to beat. I know to try to beat the one which are out now, I think they did, I don't know how many prototypes you had on the one which were not good enough.
I mean, I think we did. I'm on the 7th one of the one model.
Yeah.
Only.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not
similar
that
volume.
long. So. But this is not a flyway we have here. I tried a board this summer. I think we're going to talk about it later, which were fucking real. And this one you tried, Gustav. I guess something. And Gustav Häggström, he said that. Holy shit! So what do we have here?
You want me to talk through it?
Yeah.
Like this is the onshore line we've been working on with Ola. It's basically flat as a freaking pancake, really, really flat. But what's really interesting about it, it's like the rail rocker is bent, so like the curve on the rail, like from the tip of the tail to the nose. So what this does, it's like when you sit it flat, it's like super early planing because it's flat, simply, and it's fast. So it just gets me all that planing power, all that speed that you want for onshore. Also the same with the outline is super parallel. So again, speed and drive from that. But then, because of that thing I was talking about, with the tips kind of being flipped, it like falls onto the rail super natural, and it becomes a really playful board. And the same thing that this is an Ola special, standing really close to the tail. You know, it just gives kind of this, despite it being flat, it gives this infinite tail kick, right? Which is what he calls it. So then you can just pretty much just stand it on the tail and place it wherever you want. So I mean, this is the board that I was using in Tenerife and Silt, and yeah, it's like hands down the best onshore board I've had and I've tried. You know.
And it turns well in onshore.
It turns really well. You know, this is what's mind-boggling. We were looking at the footage with Pete the other day, you know, and I was like trying to explain him. It's just, and you could see it in the clips. It's like just the pure speed and acceleration. You know, it's like you place it on rail on the turn, and you come out of the turn faster than you came into the turn. But then you lean on the other rail, and then it's suddenly accelerating straight into the other one. You know, so it's like just this. There's never a dull moment. You know, and it's what's so exciting about it. You know, you don't really need to work so much either for it, because Marcus also tried that board that you tried, and I told him try not to push also and just place the turn. You know, and then you just place the turn and the whole thing just turns by itself. So it's quite cool. You know, it just has this variety.
Yeah, for sure, and it's have a lot of speed. Like you only tip it in and really accelerate in like super slow weak waves. So it's really cool board. And of course, this is your middle board. Yeah, bigger and smaller.
Yeah, I have a little bit bigger one than that, but this, this pretty much covers, the light wind range. I use this on 5.6, 5.3, 5.0. Sometimes this is about 95, 96 liters, something like that.
But you 80 kilos.
83.
Yeah, we're pretty much the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we ride a little bit bigger in volume.
Yeah.
Really get going and going fast for sure.
Yeah.
And of course, you have something really, really good looking.
Oh yeah,
Then one more question.
Yeah.
When do I have that one?
We have it
Well,
after tonight.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
I'm kidding. Okay, so what is this?
So this is the highlight. This is actually really interesting. So that one you tried. I mean, Ola names all his different boards and all the different shapes. So what is this? This comes actually, the rocker is the Omnia rocker, so our free wave rocker. So it's flat, it's really fast. But then what he did, he twisted similar way than that, but he just twisted the curves. So basically it's creating a V in the front, concave in the back. So you have this speedy, drivey board in the back, and you have this accelerated curve in the center. So when you tilt it the same way as this one, it just falls naturally on rail. So it just wants to hook and turn. And then what's really special about this board is the tail shape. I've been always a fan of the swallowtails. It looks kind of more radical, more fun, whatever. Well, I think I found new love for a new tail. Yeah, I don't know if it's Kelly's there, but I love it. Yeah, and it just offers this like playfulness. It's like maybe this is more exciting, like a kind of a swallowtail on a board. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going fast rail to rail. But this just offers like a new dimension in variety. So it's like I find like it's quite reliable. So like wherever you place it, if you place it, for example, under the lip, it's just gonna hook and turn. It's like it just stays in. Then the same way, it like just has this smoothness, and then if you're a bit late, you just stand it on the tail and it will roll. Not in a kind of a, how do you call it, a quick, like steppy way, like for example, the board more straight edge like this would do, but in like super smooth. So it's like always really predictable. Yes, so yeah, I've been really liking this kind of tail shape, and this, I think, after I don't know how many prototypes, I think it's going to be more towards what the production one would look like. We're working on some different kinds of bottom shape also now, had some different ideas. So we're just waiting to, fine tune the last little bits. But I think, we could have a winner soon.
How big is this one?
This is 93.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a sideshore one.
Yeah, but I found this shape, it's quite, so let's say if I would kind of put it out for a kind of sailor. So if you are sailing onshore conditions, but also you are sailing good stuff and you want a board that you can take with you on a trip, like I'll take something like that. It's like a super versatile board. I've used it in that onshore stuff. It's fast because it's a really fast rocker, and it's really playful. But though you can feel a little bit more than, because the outline is quite curvy. Like you feel it's a little bit more difficult to track upwind, like compared to this one, right? Because that is like really parallel, really flat, and it's a thruster on top of that. So yeah, but that's like super versatile. If you are sailing like in the conditions you guys have up here, or more onshore, weaker stuff, like this is definitely the board, like the morning we competed in Silt the first day was like 5.3, 5.6 and side off. And it worked wonders, and I've used the small version of this inside off, and it also works, But this I would choose, like in more of those onshore conditions where you need a bit more planing power. You want passive speed that you don't need to work for it, that it will just help you carry all that drive around the whole turn and help you track upwind, So yeah. This is the.
But the run tail, it works well even in smaller waves. It's not like
totally, and partly also because the reason why it works well is because the foot is so close to the tail, So what the outline does, it just creates the curve. So you are not turning off the tail kick, you are turning off the outline. You know. So this is kind of your extra tail kick, let's say. You know. So this is what was hard for me to understand when I first got the board. I was like, it's impossible. This is not meant to turn. This is flat with a concave.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it does turn a lot.
In surfing, it's often more for bigger waves that you have the round.
Yeah, exactly. But again, windsurfing also you have more power, you know. So, and I found like I use the 87 version of this in now at Hokipa. It's 218. Like in my life, I used the board at Hokipa that is 218. And it's like you use 226, 228, 230, you know, like, and it was working. And I used it like in over master waves. You know, so, and it's partly, you know, of course you have to be more clinical when you're using such a short tail, but yeah, so it's super, super interesting shape. And I mean, this is actually all as personal design, this one, you know, so
Did I try something similar? to
yes,
this one?
it's this.
The 83 one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing. I mean, a lot of board from Ola is amazing. There is something special around it. I would say, it's silky smooth to put on rail. It's so forgiving, all these boards, to put on rail. And then you're gonna get confidence and you get the speed and you just have fun. That's the magic. And always, there's no boards where it's playing really, really late. They probably go and getting pretty early, even if it. I could easily have this in onshore, easy. Of course, I would go against better angle with that one probably. I haven't tried that one, but I would say one of those, and then you're set.
Yeah. So
It's lovely to hear this.
Yeah,
I really
I mean-
like it. Yeah, and you're so invested in everything. I know you. Everything is like, yeah, the foot pads, the foot straps. It's been really, really good.
Yeah.
I talked to a few guys that bought them. It's really, really good foot straps. So you're really like dedicating everything. I think Marcus bought some new harness lines, but these are really, really good harness lines. So I mean, everything is really, you're really pushing it, everything, and in the details, of course.
yeah, but as I always say, the difference is in the details.
Yeah.
So this is always what I aim for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much. I think we can talk the whole night. I think.
If you want to talk more boards, I can do
Yeah.
that.
But maybe we have a question from the anyone here? Something?
So float and ride conditions, we don't get them here that often, but if you have generate all the power from the wave, which shape does it better?
I would take the highlight, you know. I think, you know, like the other day, for example, I was selling Bill's Harriet, sorry for the pronunciation, but I was using this exact board, you know, and the wind died, and I was on 5.3, was kind of side on, the wave was mega weak,
Yeah.
you know, and it just had this thing, you know, it just like stayed high on the wave, and it accelerated, so, you know, just pretty good. And this is what I mean, if you have conditions like here that the waves are weak, I would, and side on-ish, then I would definitely go for this board. But then if you say you're gonna go Cape Town or, you know, better waves also, and you want a board that will do it all, then that's gonna be your choice, you know. And this is a discussion we had with Ben, because I had Ben try these boards in the summer, and he fell in love with that shape, you know. It's like, oh, this is exactly what I've been looking for here in Portugal, because Portugal has a fair bit of power, you know. So sometimes an onshore board might be a little bit too sticky, and you know, but this has that drive, but also that performance and that hold. So good range.
Absolutely. Any more questions? Yeah.
So windsurfing is quite exhausting for the body, right? Like you see you are really professional, but how much and what do you train outside of the board, in between?
Well, I tried to during the season, but now I haven't been training much since Silt. Actually, I haven't touched a single weight at the gym. So I was telling Mr. Johan, he's somewhere here, that you know that I need to get back to it. He was the one that made all my training program back when I broke my foot. I'm still using the same program, still using the same warm up when I go to compete. It's all integrated in my routine. So yeah, it's important, you know, because I feel it a lot. And over the years, I've hurt myself. So, for example, my shoulder, my labrum is broken. So as soon as I lose a little bit of strength in my shoulder, it starts getting painful and clicky, and you know. So you feel a lot. So it's important to keep. Sometimes I get a bit too carried away, and then yeah, I have to confess I go too too far ahead of myself. But yeah, now I can touch a few buttons, not have fully understanding of all the functions, but yeah. So yeah, it's good to. I think it's good to be able to speak the same language with Thomas. Like when we do stuff also, and as he said, like it's good that I'm doing it. That I fuck up also. Like maybe not do the right choices, but it's good that I learn from myself. Uh, so yeah, but of course, a lot easier having Thomas next to me, like guiding through. So it's quite interesting and nice. I love it.
I have one more. Maybe this is hard, maybe yeah. But anyway, do you think the gears you're riding now has that been a change for you, that you have done such a big improvement in your sailing or in your success, but like progression on the
Yes.
curve is, I mean, it's
Yes.
insane right now.
Yeah, I do think so. And like quick example, it's like Pozo or like like I came out of the water, I was fuming because I lost and I came fourth, and I was like, I told my dad, you know what, I'm fucking pissed, but I'm so happy because the gear is so freaking good. It's the first thing I told him. And the same thing went for the other events, and after I won Tenerife Hill, I told the guys, it was like, I just don't need to think anymore. And I think here's the difference. Like, I don't have to be worried about the gear. Like, it's just plug and play. So it's just like an extension of my body, and I thought I'd never get to this point, It's like, because in the past you're like, oh, like, gotta be careful here. I'm gonna fall on my face if I push too hard or if I bottom turn weird. I don't know, whatever. And now it's like, don't have to think. Just do, like, and the thing reacts and does whatever I want, which is freaking cool.
Yeah, it definitely looks like, I mean, in the clip of Tenerife, I think if it's on the onshore board, when you twist it on your top turn, you twisted completely the board and came back.
Yeah.
That's really embodies what you said with the being one with the board, because it completely.
No, this board is amazing. And there's like actually one turn that I wish Pete would have put in. It's like you can just see like like how the board, like how would you call it, like all the speed and energy. It's like the energy that it generates underneath, and it's just like you need a certain kind of boards. And this I was trying to. We always were talking about it with Victor. Like to do this kind of turns. It's not only like being able to do it. It's like also the gear. Like being able to trust it, and the gear being able to do it. And like it's also something that we try to tell the judges sometimes. It's like like this is hard. Because sometimes they're like, oh yeah, turn on rail didn't look as radical, but it's actually a lot harder sometimes, even though you didn't hit the section. So just held the whole rail in, So sorry, I'm getting a bit freaky
One last
here.
question.
No, we love it, Mark. We love it for sure. It's amazing.
Just one last question. For the highlight with the foot strap being so far back, do you have to change your stance or?
No, the whole trim is further back.
Okay.
So everything is further back. Also the mass stroke is quite far close to the front foot. As I said, this is like kind of all special, like pretty compact kind of riding. So all the kudos to him on this design. Like my board, the ones I've been working on the set, they were a lot harder to sail than this. This is easy.
What is your stance in like the back,
So
front of the back to back of the front?
So that's for onshore. I've been using 47.5, which is pretty narrow for what I use. Then standard 49.5, and then for certain boards I go 50.5 around.
Why narrower for onshore then?
This I learned when I grabbed the Flywave and I did one of my things that I just go mad. So I cut the tail of it. I made it I made it narrower, and then I fucked up the board pretty much. And then I was like, oh, you fucked it up. And then I moved everything forward, and then the stance became narrow also. And then the board lit up, and it was the sickest thing ever. Like I just felt so quick and reactive despite having a long tail. So like this got me thinking, and then I started like pulling my stance together in onshore, and I realized that it's more comfortable because you don't have to be like kind of squatting all the time, you know, and you can kind of be a little bit quicker planing, you know, moving faster. So you just become a little bit more agile in that sense, you know, like when you're sailing a better wave, you know, and you want to like put the rail in and just be push hard, then it's nice to have a wide stance, you know, and lower the center of gravity to drive more rail in the water. But when it's onshore, you kind of want to keep the board agile, right? You don't want to be killing the drive on the board. So that's the reason why I've been doing that now. So onshore boards, narrower stance. And
I
then
know
the
you
rest.
play even more with the fins. Any of the fins you use are gonna land in any of the production boards?
Well, this is something actually that I want to, like it's a discussion for this trip now that I'm here. And for sure, you know, I think like it makes a huge difference to have good fins or like the shape of fins that works for each shape of board, you know. So yeah, I really want to discuss that and see where we will end up. Because right now I'm riding for MFC, you know, but I also got some custom fins for other brands. So that at the moment is what I'm using, MFCs.
Do
Yeah.
you use the same shape fins for different sizes of the boards and you just change the size of the fin, or you play also that like if you're going 95 you're gonna use a different shape front fin on the same spot
On the
compared
same,
to when it's windier and you use a
yeah,
90 or 80 something?
I
How does
tend,
that work?
yeah, like I tend to stick to the certain shape and certain sizes. Like I don't really move up in size so much. So like for quads, I would use 9 and 14.5, you know, and then if I need on a bigger board, I would use 15. That's it. And then for thruster, I find I don't like to go bigger than 11 on the sides. So I just put 11 and then just either scale up or down the fin, the center fin. So then I'm going to be using 17, 17.5 or 18. You know, this is kind of my range, you know. Anything bigger than that, I find like it gets the board a bit, it makes the board a bit too clumsy for what I'm doing, right? For what I want it to do. You know, like also sometimes I like to sacrifice a little bit of the comfort or planing power for a little bit more turning ability, you know, if it's like, for example, Tenerife-like conditions.
It seems that over the years in all of the production boards, the fins has been catered towards like ease of planing, that they're bigger than you would normally use rather than, I don't
Yeah.
know, turnability. So is this something the concept that might change in the future? 'Cause I think many of us, like, we rarely use the stock fins, like you
Yeah.
change because, so then what's the point of having those stock fins? If
But that's
no one
not really true anymore. I would not say that. A lot of boards now is coming with smaller fins, and also the guys now buying a board. The level of the guys is so different and for the need. So they try to find something in between. But I think Zimmer is supplying pretty small fins to the boards. I don't know exactly. I'm also changing a little bit, and because I like to change and see what's out there. But yeah, I think it's really personal. I mean, if you have a hard time to plane, you need a bigger center
Yeah.
fin. If you can plane really early, and you can have a smaller fin and be more playful.
Exactly.
But I think the center fin now for some of the brands are definitely smaller. JP has bigger, Simmer and Goya have smaller, more setup that you can use straight out of the box.
Yeah.
So it's changing a little bit.
It's definitely like that. Different needs for different people, and you know, it's like it's not the same. If let's say my like with the fins that I would use on my 85 liter board, you know, or like maybe for example someone with like it's a little bit shorter, lighter, you know, the fins that they would need, you know, maybe if they put 15 to that, they cannot turn it. You know, so yeah, I think definitely fins. I always say, you know, it's like having bad tires in a car. You know, so you kind of always want to have try around and have a fin that fits you, because then that's how you're going to optimize the performance of the board.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Makes a huge difference. All right, I think maybe one more question. We're gonna hang around here for sure and talking more. Yeah.
I have one.
Yep.
I know that we're going to have a sail and a board here, and if you want to take a picture with Mark, post it, have it for memory. You can take that after. That's all I have to say.
Yep. And
Thank you guys for coming.
And of
Thank you.
course, welcome. Welcome.